So Superbooth 2019, of course, Steve from Funk, we're checking out the Prok modules, and I'll just really quickly intro it. They're 4HP DSP drum modules with an X and a Y control, tons of morphing, virtual analog synthesis on board, and I'll link the full video demo that we've worked on in the description as well if people want kind of more on what it is. We have a ton of updates as well to come. So we'll start there, kind of what are the updates that's coming for the Prok drum.
So we are actively developing new features. There's going to be quite a lot of changes later in the year. Just to broadly take you through some of the new features. So on the modules themselves, we've got the bass drummer's got a new FM mode, which lets you get quite a different range of timbre out of it. The snare drum, which actually we're looking at here, we've got that connected to the computer, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Snare drum now has a delay built in, and it can take you right from kind of those classic electro zappy kind of things, but right into a sort of clattery, nice delay thing going on. So if you prefer your drums dry, that's fine, but there's just for certain drums, there's effects that work great on this, so we're really pushing that. On the hi-hat, if we bring the hi-hat in, we've got a kind of BBD style flanger, which is always a nice thing to have on hats, and we're Martin at Prok and myself, we're all big kind of old school techno fans, so we love hearing flanges on hi-hat.
Really nice kind of electro-y feel as well.
Yeah. If that was triggering more often, we'd hear it. And then we've got on the hand clap, we've got a new kind of changes to the reverb model, and there's also, you now have the ability to do kind of gated reverbs as well, so you can get that really nice, you can get your clap quite short but really present with a nice gated reverb. Also on the snare module here, we've got that connected via USB to the editor software, and so we've got this in beta now, and it's basically we have a live USB connection between the module and the editor, and I can change the sound parameters. Oh yeah, we can actually hear the snare now. And you can edit the whole sound live, and you can save it to a new preset, you can save it to the SD card, you can connect, all 4 modules at once, be editing them all separately, so you can really work on your sound design live in the modular, and the module is still being triggered by the modular. You can still be CVing it while doing all the editing on the software, so yeah, we had to create this software to make the modules in the first place, so it's not, sometimes people add software as an afterthought, but this is...
they are running this kind of virtual analog synthesis on board.
Yeah. It's an integral part of the product, and it's, it's a place where we're going to keep pushing. And as if we go back to the modules, the other new thing that we've got are new morphing modes. So, Ben, you describe it nicely in the video, but basically there's 16 patches inside here, and then in the first release what we have is the system whereby there's a patch in each corner, and you can I'll do this, I'll solo the snare drum, so you can move between 4 different patch setups. But then what we've also got is a new morph mode. If you see, the bottom 2 lights were lighted up, and that is, instead of like a 2x2 grid of patches, you get an 8x2 grid, and you get, like, on a single knob you get a massive change in character.
So that's scrolling through the whole quads.
Yeah, exactly. You have the full 16 patches available in 1XY mode. We then have another one which is a vertical, we call those ribbon modes, and that's a 2x8 kind of thing. And the way that they're designed is that they throw up the patches in different configurations, which mean it provides morphs that you've not heard before in your quads. So it's like a really nice way of getting more, you know, just more variations for your work. And then finally, we have this L-shaped mode, a large mode, and that's a 4x4 grid of all those 16 patches. And you know, you can get really radical changes. So you can design it so that, you know, maybe in most of it it's quite subtle changes, but with big timbre shifts. But then maybe in one corner it just kind of goes really crazy. So
they're really nice with any kind of programmed sequencing for kind of set changing. People always talk about how do I go and perform live where things change. There's a clear song to song or pattern to pattern. You can just program in voltage changes without having to swap out modules, going from your 808 kick to your 909 kick. You just get them all in there.
And you always have a very reliable corner to return to. And it's not like having to reset an analog kick module where it's like my decay's got to be there, my pitch has got to be there. You know,
reloading samples.
Yeah, so we've had a really great response from people playing live. We're doing a sound bank with the artist Christian Vogel. He's done a full bank of sounds for all the modules, and actually that's coming out in the next couple of weeks. He's gigging with that tonight in the auditorium. You know, we're getting really good feedback from live people, and that's where we've aimed it. So yeah, it's good. It's great to hear.
We've added just a massive sound and control without needing one of those bigger. Not that there's anything wrong with those, of course, but bigger drum module with tons of knobs to twist and fiddle, and they're just not performable in the same way.
No, you take up so much room. You could have just a case just for your drums. So, you know, it's an
one row ultimate kick drum.
Yeah, and we all love that at home, maybe.
Of course.
But at a gig, you want, you know, you want it a bit more reliable, perhaps. So, yeah.
And as these updates come, we are going to have a follow-up video from me. I'll link the first one in the description as well.
But we'll get a more in-depth video going through the editor and stuff like that as well. And
the reverb's on the clap, there's delay on the snare. And you could, I love that could just be on one corner. The clap's got a load of reverb on it.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. And you know, you can have also control really subtle changes in the delay time to have things kind of suck out of time, but reliably be able to pull it back into the exact tempo.
Reliability, the real strength of it.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Great, I'm looking forward to the updates.
Cheers, Ben.
Cheers.